Oh, he's a good crappie. Easy, don't flip off there. I'll put the net on you just in case. We're trying to keep crappie. There we go. Another black crappie. He's a good one. Oh, there he goes. Oh, we might have a good one. I think we do. We can get into the boat. Oh, I think we got a keeper. There we go. We got a good one. Ooh, real nice one. Come on in here. See if we can get him in the net. Ooh. I almost lost him. Yes, there he is. Nice black crappie. Well, hey guys, we are back, but it's a hot one. Here I am, 97 degrees, heat index 106. We have partly cloudy skies, but it's cooler than it's been. We've been hitting 99 and 100 with heat indexes of 109, 110, 111. But today the highest it's gonna get is 106. I mean, so here we are. We got to try to catch a mess of fish. It's a little warm, but we're gonna try to deal with it. I'm starting to sweat pretty good, and I ain't even picked up a fishing pole yet, but we're gonna try to catch some crappie, and I want to share a pretty good little tip with you guys. Stick around. Let's go get them. There it goes. Oh, we got a crappie. Yeah, he's not a giant, but he's a good one. Easy. Got some white crappie. He might be 10. Let's see. Look at right at 10. Easy. Yep. There's a good one. I'll take it. There it goes. Oh yeah. Come on in here. Another crappie. Let's see if we can slide him in the boat. Yep, we flipped him in the boat. Man, he choked her down pretty good. Alright, that's number 2. And he looks like a keeper. He's a little over 10 and a half. Another pretty white crappie. We'll take him. Well guys, here's the lure we're using today. It's a Northern Light Bite slip bobber. This is a crappie cork. It's got a brass insert on top, balsa wood, about 4.5 inches long. Got a rubber bobber stopper on the bottom, 2 on the top. One of Mr. James's hand-tied jigs. Very nice jig. He's a very good jig tire. We have a chartreuse green body. We have gold and blue purple flakes in there, a white head, red eyes, black pupils, and some that's a deer tail on there with some rainbow flash, and size number 2 hook, 30 seconds jig head, and we're fixing to give her another try, but I just wanted you to show you that lure we're going to be using. You notice I have a little space in there, right? See them, what I'm doing with them bobber stoppers? I'm causing it to when I cast it out there and it's sitting in the water, I can twitch it and hardly move my cork. Just barely move my cork. Get that tension from the crappie and show him that, hey, this thing's swimming around without, you know, stirring up the top of the water. That's the whole mission behind it. And then all I do, guys, I cast it out there and I'll let it sit like that for a minute, and then I'll do a pop, 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 and stop. Pop, 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 and stop. Now another technique you can do is just to pull, stop, and pause. Pull, stop, and pause. And how far you pull it depends on you. 8 to 10 inches on average, 4 to 6 if they're biting slow. And if I'm trying to scope out the area, I'll do 10, 12, 14, 16 inches on that pull, stop, and pause. And I pause like 3 to 5 long seconds in between each one. Yeah, so here's the tip. You notice I'm fishing deep, but I'm only fishing about a foot or so deep. My dad taught me. Like I said, he's been gone now almost 25 years, but when I was young, 15, 16 years old, I thought I was going to be the next Bill Dance. So I'd go fishing for the bass and stuff, walking the banks. We moved a lot, so we didn't always get to have a boat. He'd sell the boat and then we'd be back to bank fishing again. So what we did, he would drive around the lake and pick out a spot, and he'd go out there and he'd set him out about 3 crappie poles. 3 crappie poles and 1 catfish rod. That's how he fished. He had 1 catfish rod out there, 3 crappie poles, and I'd sit around getting ready and stuff, and he never would get a bite while I was there. But I would wander off bass fishing. I'd catch 1 or 2 bass, maybe 3 or 4, and I'd come back. I might bring a couple bass back and say, looky here, I caught some keeper size. And I'd go over there and look, and he'd have both stringers plumb full of crappie. Now, he knew something that I didn't know, because every single time we went fishing, I caught fish sometimes, and sometimes I didn't. He always caught fish. So he had something figured out that I didn't know. And what he had figured out was crappie come up when it's feeding time. 3 to 4 foot zone, they'll stay because they can see from where they're at to the surface. And if they're hungry, they'll see something, they'll go after it. And my dad knew that. He'd double stack minnows sometimes on a rig, or he would just fish it about 2.5 foot deep on an average out in these big old deep reservoirs. But he knew the crappie was coming. But now he was driving around, so he was looking for coves, points, and stuff like that. But he just knew. He was like, yep, this is where I'm gonna catch him at. And every single day, it's a stringer full of crappie. Every time he went fishing. But yeah, I learned a lot. I didn't like crappie fishing at the time, but I found out, you know, it's more challenging to catch the crappie. The bass are easier to catch. There it goes. Oh man, that's a good one. He feels good anyhow. See if we can get him in here. He knew what he was talking about though. Oh yeah, that's a nice crappie. Nice crappie. We'll pull out of here a little bit. For a summer crappie, he's not bad. That's a thick one. Turn my boat so I can not spook them away. That's gonna be a good eating crappie right there. Look there, he's just a little bit over 12 inches. Yes sir, we'll take him. But like I was saying, he had it figured out. And here lately, I'm gonna be honest, the more I crappie fish, I never really did try to follow what he was saying. But I had some pretty tough days, and I said, how is it that my dad, every single time we went, he would catch crappie every single time. He would catch a mess of crappie, and I was like, how come I don't catch a mess every single time? And then it dawned on me, he always fished the same depth, and he was just waiting on them to feed. He knew they was going to come up in the coves or on the points, and he knew that they're going to come a certain depth, and he just waited on them. He just sit there and wait. But when they was biting, he would rack the stringer full. He'd tear them up. He'd catch one, throw right back out there, catch another one, throw right back out there, catch another one, until they quit biting. Now he's ready to go home. There he goes. Got his attention that time, if we can hang on to him. Come on in here. Little guy. Little bitty guy. Well, he's pretty small anyhow. Smaller than I want to keep. Okay. 8 3/4, a little over 8 3/4 white crappie. Right. Oh, I jerked him clean out of the water. Well, guy, I thought you was a bigger one. Just a little guy. Easy. I'll get you back in the water there, bud. All right, we're talking about a little 8.5-inch crappie. Later. Fixing to take off. Oh man, this is a pretty good healthy minnow. Here's the way I hook these guys. You can hook them on the nose if you're not doing a lot of casting, or you can hook them back here behind the eyes. You can do some heavy casting there, but right where the eyes meet up, good spot. And just cast her out there and talk to them. Let them look at it for a minute, so give them about 5 Mississippis before you start pulling it around and tugging on it. That way they got a chance to get over there and look at it and smell it and hopefully taste it even before you even move it. But if not, sometimes I'll just twitch it once, and if that don't cause an action, then I'll just start doing my work, you know, pop, 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 and stop. Pop, pop, pop. Now, being it's hot, you might see me do this right here. Pop, pop, pop. Very aggressive. Because sometimes, see there, he messed with it. Pop, pop, pop. Sometimes they want that aggressiveness. And sometimes they don't. You just got to pull, stop, and pause. It's a very smooth, subtle, and you can cover a lot of water. Pop, pop, pop. Make him come look at it. Pop, pop, pop. Now you seen that? Yeah. I think something's messing with it. I don't know. We'll try that one more time. Since we throwed some aggressiveness out there, 2 to 3 times in that same location gives you a good chance. So pop, pop, pop. They want something aggressive. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. And then I just take it. There he goes. Oh, I lost him. He was there. He was there. Did you get my minnow? No. Throw it right back out there and try him again. See, they kind of want something aggressive. He's already on it. I might. There he goes. Pull a little bit. There he goes. There he goes. We had to trick him a little bit, but he jumped on it. They kind of want aggressiveness. I need to be popping a little bit more. He's just a little dude, but hey, it was fun. 8.5. Later. Be all right. Now we just need to catch some bigger ones. We still got our minnows. We'll throw it right back out there. Get back on them big boys. Pop, pop, pop. There he goes. Is it there? Pop, pop, pop. There we got him. Another little one. Come on now, get a little bigger, not smaller. Get that out of there. Later. I was trying to get you in the water there, guy. Later. Get us another minnow and try it again. This is what I was talking about, getting them in a hot spot. So you get them in a spot you can continue to cast at them and make splashes and waves and all that. It draws attention. They think, oh, there's a feeding frenzy going on over there. Let's get over there. There's a school of fish over there. So they'll get ready for it. He's already hitting it. Golly. But yeah, I've got them attracted to that area. I'll catch some of the little ones out, and then you'll start catching the big ones. So pop, pop, pop. Get aggressive right off the bat because we know they're hanging out now. Pop, pop, pop. Come on in here. Yeah, get these little guys out of the way because we can start putting the big boys in the boat. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Another white crappie. Later. Try another one. All right, you guys who bass fish and stuff, I got a little tip for you. Now, I used to love bass fishing. I used to make my dad bass fish with me because I wanted bass fish all the time. Had my son bass fishing with me. I thought I was another Bill Dance, you know. I watched Bill Dance every weekend. If I wasn't fishing, I was watching Bill Dance. And I've become a very good worm fisherman at the time. And I'm going to tell you why I become a worm fisherman, because I couldn't afford them high-dollar lures. But I could buy me a bag of worms for $2 and then a bag of hooks and a bag of sinkers, and then just keep buying the worms, and I could keep fishing for a while. So I could keep chasing them bass on a budget. But here's the tip. So I watched an episode of him one time, and me, my dad, and my son went to this lake, and it was a good bass fishing lake. Nice big bass in here. Is out in Texas, West Texas, where it was pretty hard to find pretty good sized bass at the time. Before they got, you know, populated real good, you had so many rules and regulations, you couldn't hardly keep nothing. But anyway, we was out there fishing, and we was running the bank, and we was using plastic worms, and we was hammering the bass. I ain't lying. All three of us was tearing them up, and we probably caught over 100 bass in just a short amount of time. But they was all too small. You had to have a 14-inch limit to keep a bass out there. We wanted some bass to take home and eat. So we're sitting there trying to catch these bass, keeper size, and they were getting 13 and a half. We just couldn't catch no 14s. Well, a bass boat pulled in. We're in a little John boat, little bitty John boat, and just a trolling motor and a little board on the back to keep it level in the wind. And we're running that bank. Well, this bass boat, he sees us catching these fish, and we're wearing them out. He cranks his motor, comes around us, and pulls right back in, right in front of us. I'm not even talking 40 feet from us, and then just keeps on trucking down through there pretty fast. Well, my dad had a few choice words for him, and I was trying to calm my dad out. I said, "It's okay, Dad." I said, "I watched Bill Dance." And he said, "Just let them go on by, let them go ahead of you." And as the guy fished along there, catching the little bass just like we was, we started catching bigger bass, keeper size bass, and we was catching some limits. Long story short, don't get upset when someone passes you in front, because sometimes they'll catch the little aggressive ones out of the way, and you'll catch the big boys behind them. So that was a very good, successful day, and my dad was very happy at the end of the day. So that's just a little lesson that I learned from Bill Dance that I never forgot, because we got to experience it ourselves, and it worked. We're gonna get in there in a minute. Get back out there. Oh yeah, we're close. All right, pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. I really need to go a little further, but the wind's kind of strong today. It's drifting me too much. Okay. Now we're back up there. See if we can get his attention now. Should be right over there. Yep. We're gonna maybe pull the big boy out now. Caught a couple of them little ones out of the way. Pop, pop. We'll start out with a couple little sneaky pops and then get aggressive. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. There he goes. Are you gonna get it or not? Yep, we got him. Another good fun one. Ouch. Yep. Later. I'll get out here and try to find another one. We're back in the zone. Let it sit there for a minute, because we've been out of the zone for a minute. We gotta give it another sit, and then pop, pop, pop. We're back. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. There he is. Maybe a keeper. Maybe. No. No, just another little guy. Alrighty, easy. And barely ate later. Okay, try that spot right there. Almost lost him. Getting a little bigger. A little bigger. We got about an 8.5 or so. Yeah, 8 3/4. Later. There she goes. Come on in here. Yeah. Still catching them. Easy there, bud. Later. Now here's a tip that's probably going to blow you guys' mind. But if you notice, it looks like I'm hooking these right. Just like everybody else, whatever. I'm hooking them through the top of the head, but I'm not. I'm hooking them to where that minnow is upside down in the water. I'm jigging him along like a wounded bait. So what does that mean? What does it mean when you have a wounded bait? An easy target for that crappie. Easy target. He knows it. Something's wrong with that guy. He says, okay, easy target. Let me go get him. Pop, pop, pop. He gets over there and that minnow's laying upside down. He said, oh, he's been struggling. I think I'll just eat this thing. I do that on my beetle spins. I do that on my jigs. I don't hardly ever hook them up like they're supposed to be. I always turn them upside down on purpose because I want it to look wounded to the fish. I want it to always look like an easy target. Tempt him into biting. That's the whole mission. There you go. There's a better fighter. He was a little bit better fighter. He's a little longer, that's probably why. Yeah, he's getting close to that 9-inch. But you ain't big enough. I want bigger. Later. Alright, shallower or back up. About 13, 14 inches, something like that. Oh, there he goes. Oh, we might have a good one. I think we do. We can get him to the boat. Oh, I think we got a keeper, maybe. We'll see. Easy there, bud. Alright, let's see what we got. Wow. He's still pretty aggressive. Alright, easy there. Anywhere I can get him. He's over almost 10 1/4. Another white crappie. We'll take it. There it goes. Another little guy. but we got one. Later. Well, today guys, we're using a Max X20 spinning reel, same as the 10s, but got a little bigger spool, holds a little more line. Very durable reels. They got ball bearings on both sides of the handle, which is very important. You get them cheaper reels, they'll go to sticking like that right there. Not these, they run smooth as a bell. It's got a lot of miles on it, and it still runs really good. Now we got her spooled with 6-pound test high-vis Mr. Crappie fishing line, and we're using a Shakespeare Micro Series light action rod. This is a 5'6". These are pretty good rods. They got a good backbone to set the hook and fight the fish, and a good sensitive tip to feel that thump. If you want to check these out, I got a link down below the video for both of them, an Amazon link. See if we can find any in these tops. Just kind of twitch it around a little bit. Draws attention. Yes, there he is. Nice black crappie. That's what we're talking about. All right. He's barely 10, but he's a good crappie. We'll take him. Before I go floating too far down, I'm gonna try that spot right there. Something right there. Alright, watch this. Brim time. There's a brim right in front of me smacking something. See if he'll smack this worm right there. I draw his attention, plopping it in the water. There he goes. Alright, easy, get out of my line. That's what you gotta do, have a pole ready. Jump right on him. Yeah, man, he swallowed it. He was not playing. Wow. There we go. Yeah, I'll cook him as a whole fryer. He'll be just fine. There we go. We got a good one. Ooh, real nice one. Come on in here. See if we can get him in the net. Ooh. I almost lost him. But you know, after catching a bunch of little ones, that's a fine crappie right there. Yes, sir. That's a black crappie too, and he is a is he black? That's a white crappie. No, it's a black crappie. We'll find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 to 8 black crappie. Man, he is a dandy. Look at that, almost 13. Now that was fun. Right there. Pretty black crappie. Now here's the difference between them black crappie and white crappie, guys. See the stripes? Here's a white crappie with the stripes, and he's just got a camo pattern, kind of like a digicam. But man, that was fun. Sometimes it's worth casting to them things. You never know when you're gonna bump into that big guy. Especially on black crappie, they like the shallow stuff. Trying to eat me a pear and something jumped on it. Go, Robbie. He's a good one. A keeper crappie. Another white crappie. Look at here. He's 12 inches too. We'll take him. Right at, oh, there he was. I was gonna say right on that duck weed line. Oh, he's a good crappie. Easy, don't flip off there. I'll put the net on you just in case. We're trying to keep crappie. There we go. Another black crappie. He's a good one. Easy there. Let's see what we got on the length on him right quick. Oh yeah, 11.5. See, stick around long enough, you start catching a few big ones. We'll take it. Well, hey guys, we didn't do too bad. We're fixing to get out of here. The mosquitoes are starting to come out, and you know, it was pretty hot today, but it's feeling pretty nice out here now. I'm drinking me a little water and some Cokes. Stay hydrated, that's the most important thing. We caught close to 20 crappie today, and we got us a pretty good little mess. I'm gonna have us a good little cookout right there. Yes, sir. I'll clean some fish tonight, take me a shower, and in the morning I'm gonna flay them fish up, and tomorrow night we're gonna have some fish for dinner. Probably some, we may bake the fish because we do a lot of frying, so every once in a while we like to just bake them, throw some lemon pepper, some lemon juice, butter, salt and pepper, and season up like 3 different, a Creole style, a blackened style, and then maybe some just a regular pepper style, you know, salt and pepper. Just kind of season them up, lemon juice on top. I always throw mine on a plate with some lemon juice and some probably some corn on the cob and all that stuff. Make us a good little fish fry. Anyway guys, I appreciate you watching, and stick around, we got more coming soon. Later. Oh, I jerked him clean out of the water. Well guy, I thought you was a bigger one. Just a little guy. Easy. I'll get you back in the water there, bud. All right, we're talking about a little 8.5-inch crappie. Later. Fixing to take off. Looks like there's another one. I'm getting a couple little bites. Just ain't getting the hook set on them, so we'll see what it is. Could be little ones. Could be a dandy one. There he goes. Come on in here. There's a little guy. Little white crappie. Easy. Yeah. Quit shaking. I'm in a bad spot there. It's still in the roof of the mouth, but it's close to his eye. But we got him. He's fine and dandy. Later.